Guys, look around. Seriously, take a look around you and look what we've decided what is, quote unquote, normal. That being 50 or more than 50 pounds overweight is sort of normal. That being exhausted and tired pretty much every day is normal. That needing alcohol or weed every weekend just to relax or unwind, well, that's normal. Hating Mondays has become so normalized that we make memes about it. Being broke at 40, 50, 60 with less than, $5,000 in savings, well, that's normal. Being in a sexless marriage, also normal. No purpose, no real hobbies, no excitement, no curiosity, no real challenge. Guys, that's what classifies as normal, right? But here's the problem, guys, and make no mistake, it is a problem. Normal isn't healthy. Normal is not successful, and normal isn't happy, however you wish to define that. What normal is, guys, is average. And average has become so common, and yes, I'm going to say that word again, it's become so ubiquitous that we've mistaken it for reality. And that, guys, that is the quiet tragedy. Because once everyone around you starts accepting mediocrity, it stops feeling like failure. What it starts feeling like, well, normal. Guys, if you're new here, my name is Garrett Charles. I've spent decades observing successful men. I've also observed broken and beaten men. I've been in corporate America, business, fitness, relationships. Now I spend my time helping men rebuild themselves physically, mentally, and personally without all the motivational BS, guys. And today, I want to talk to you about something that not a lot of people are going to notice. Because why? They're standing in the middle of it. They don't see the forest through the trees. What I'm talking about, guys, is average. Guys, average, well, it doesn't really feel like losing. And that's why it's so dangerous. It's so, I use the word insidious. And yet it's so damn alluring. Guys, nobody wakes up in the morning, at least I hope you don't, and says, I'd like an average life. I know I didn't dream of that as a young man. I didn't think, boy, when I'm 53, I sure would like to be living an average life. It doesn't generally happen that way. Average arrives quietly, it sneaks in the back door. It's sort of that one skipped workout, guys. 1 year without any training, eating like crap, without any learning, without advancing yourself, working on yourself. It's that promotion, that you never chased. That just one uncomfortable conversation you avoided over and over. That one dream postponed, you kept kicking the can down the road. It's that one bullshit excuse, guys, that one bullshit excuse repeated over and over. Almost so long that you start to believe it. Guys, it's really nothing dramatic. It's just small compromises, right? But repeated over thousands of times. Guys, that's how average is built. Brick by brick by brick. And here's another problem, guys. Society doesn't punish average. You think it would, and it does in many ways, but in many ways, it rewards it. Think about it this way. The guy who never takes risks, he's given labels such as responsible, playing it safe, even prudent. The guy who never speaks honestly is called mature. The guy who muzzles himself and doesn't really say what he's thinking, even when he knows it's nonsense. The guy who settles for average is called realist. He's a realist. He is realistic. The guy who never challenges himself, he's called balanced. And I've talked about that, guys, before. To be great at anything, guys, you got to get rid of the word balance. So do you notice something here? Do you notice a trend? What we've done is we've renamed comfort, like we do with everything these days, guys, with this sort of safe language. It's just this sort of bubble-wrapped language. What we've done is we've made necessity a virtue. And because everyone around us is playing this same losing game, nobody questions it. Again, they don't really see the forest or the trees. This is how the crowd protects itself. So, guys, if everybody is average, or at least most people, nobody has to feel guilty about it. It's that herd, that sort of sheep, or use the term sheeple mentality. And it's just playing out in real time with real people. Guys, this is so much bigger than sort of money. Average, the real cost of average isn't just money. Yes, that plays a part. And people think average is going to cost you maybe your wealth. Well, no, that's, kind of far from the mark, guys. That's missing the point here. Average steals something much, much worse. What it steals is possibility. You never get to meet the man you could have become. You never know, your body, your mind, what you're totally capable of. What your marriage, your relationships could have become. What was the business you could have built? How you could have excelled in that business. And guys, it doesn't have to be as an entrepreneur. That could be in your career. What kind of father, leader, friend, creator, builder that you could have become. And guys, that is the real tragedy, right? You don't lose a life. What you lose is the better fucking version of it. And it's because this never happened. You'll never mourn it, guys, right? Nothing ever happened. There's nothing to lose. Sort of the mentality of that out of sight, out of mind. Maybe ignorance truly is bliss. So guys, we've become so used to this. Somebody will ask us, hey, how are you doing? What's going on? Many men are going to say, I'm doing fine. It's sort of a, just reaction. It's a default reaction. Or something like things aren't all that bad. I hear this all the time. The word fine. Fine, guys, is one of the most dangerous words in the English language, especially for a man. What fine means, what it truly means is you're surviving. You're comfortable, that dreaded word comfortable. That you're basically functioning, you're going through the motions. Guys, you're not alive. You're just simply existing. There is no passion, no real direction in your life. You've lost any edge. There's no real pursuit of growth or, pursuit of purpose. Just existence, right? You're maintaining a life instead of creating one. Here's something that you're probably not going to be told. Guys, the world needs average men. At least you're not going to be told by this to people who know this, or the people that benefit from this. Again, the system, guys, you want to call it the matrix, whatever the heck you want to call it, it actually benefits when you stay average and mediocre. When you're that work-a-day schmuck, blindly compliant, bobblehead, go along to get along. Guys, average people consume. Average people don't question things. Average people stay distracted. Social media, the prawn, food, drugs, alcohol, the list goes on and on. Average people compare, guys. They compare their lives to everybody else on social media. Average people wait. They procrastinate. They delay. Average people wait and they need permission to do anything in their lives. It's almost like they're a prisoner, right, guys? A prisoner of their own doing. Guys, I said average people don't build. What they do is they buy, they consume, they can scroll. They scroll, excuse me. And they said in the last video, they complain a lot. Guys, again, this is not meant to be conspiratorial or sort of tin hat thinking. It's simply easier for society and those that control society when people don't demand more of themselves. They accept mediocrity. But the moment you start raising your standards, guys, you become inconvenient. What you become is a fucking threat. Guys, top tier people think differently. Whether you want to classify as that as the top 10, the top 5, or even the top 1%, it really doesn't matter. The point is, top tier people think different from the masses. That's why they're in the top tier. They don't have better genetics. They don't have better luck. Maybe in some cases. They don't have better opportunities. Guys, yes, there are outliers to this, but for every exception, I can point to 20 others that only prove the rule. But after you meet enough of these successful people, guys, and here's something I've noticed. What they do, guys, what these people do is they simply refuse to negotiate or accept average on any level. I'm not talking about perfection, guys. There is a difference there. I'm talking about average. What these top tier people don't do, they don't ask, gee, what is everybody else doing? What's my neighbor doing? What's that fucking moron on social media doing? No, because they don't give a rat's ass what other people are doing. What they do is mentally, they may even say this out loud. They ask themselves, what am I capable of? It's a completely different question, guys. One follows the crowd. The other follows his potential. All right, guys, I'm going to give you 3 questions that every man needs to ask himself. And I want you to forget about motivation, forget about affirmations, all that stuff for a minute here. Ask yourself these 3 brutal questions. All right, number 1 here, guys. Where in my life have I accepted normal, average, when I know I'm capable of sort of better or extraordinary? Or at least, guys, at least a hell of a lot better than you're doing now. Question number 2, guys. If you have a son or even a daughter, if they copied every habit you have, would you be proud or would you be worried, concerned? Question number 3, guys. Am I living according to my standards or am I living to somebody else's? Do I even fucking have standards? Guys, I've talked about this 1,000 times. Guys, those 3 questions, they're going to expose almost everything. Just 3 questions. I need you to be brutally honest when answering these. All right, guys, here's the takeaway, and here's what I want you to remember from this video. The opposite of average, it isn't millionaire or billionaire. It's not that, guys. It's not 6-pack abs. It's not the Lambos or the Ferraris. It's not bimbos on a yacht in Dubai. The opposite of average, guys, that is intentional. Most guys are going to drift. They're going to coast through life. A few men, the select men, those top tier men I talked about earlier, they decide. Every sort of remarkable or outstanding life I've been around, guys, it starts with somebody sort of refusing to drift anymore. And it's not because you hate yourself, guys. It's not about that. It's because you finally, these guys have finally started to respect themselves enough to find out what they're actually capable of. It's to draw that line in the sand, guys, and use that word I just used. Enough. Enough is a motherfucking enough. And that's what this is all about. It's not, becoming somebody else, guys. It's about becoming the man that you were always capable of becoming. That guy is inside you, guys. Trust me. If anybody knows, I do. I've walked this path. Because average isn't your destiny, guys. It's not something you have to accept or settle for. What it is it's simply your factory default setting. And defaults, guys, well, they were meant to be changed. Guys, as usual, if this video hits with you, don't just click like and move on. Again, click like, of course. But guys, pick one area of your life where you've accepted average, mediocre, and then write it in the comments. Tell me about it. Tell other people about it. But mostly, just do it for yourself. Put it in writing. Make it mean something. Have some skin in the game. And guys, if you haven't already, I need you to subscribe because I've got more of this coming. Every video, guys, I'm trying to help men rebuild the lives when they're done settling for that normal, average, and mediocre. Guys, if you've made it this far, appreciate all of you. Again, hit the like, hit the subscribe, make sure you drop the comments. All right, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you. My time is up here. I got to bounce. But as always, guys, remember, live deliberately.